I have a question for single men in their 30s who have their lives together and just haven't found the one yet for some reason. So if I was a single lady in my 30s and I wanted to meet you, where would be the best place to go? Just asking for a friend. Please let me know in the comments. Thanks.
What happened to men approaching women? What happened to that? I should cancel my gym membership because I'm not really going that often anymore. However, there's a lot of beautiful men at my gym. Haven't talked to any of them once, but like, I could, like, I might. So I just keep holding on. So I just keep paying the monthly fee and I go like once, maybe twice a week and like kind of look around and like, I feel like sometimes men are like, well, girls don't want to be approached in the gym. Approach me at the gym. Approach me at the gym.
Okay, this is for the guys and the guys only. When you and a girl lock eyes, and you know that you lock eyes, like, why don't you guys come up to them anymore? Genuine question, like, I just want to know. I just got back from Trader Joe's. I'm in my car, eating the wrap. I, like, turn around, I see this guy looking at me. I'm like, oh, wow, he's really cute, really tall. Don't know his name because no interaction. But we, like, look at each other, whatever. But then, like, he doesn't say anything. So now it's, like, awkward. I'm like, okay. Because I'm not gonna say anything. But, like, why don't you guys talk to us anymore? Like, I don't get it. And, like, I want to get it. But if that was you, hey. Anyways.
Adulting as a single woman has to be the most ghettoest thing I've ever done. Like, baby, I'm so tired. I am. Like my nails. I'm tired of bringing my own groceries in the house. You know, I'm just tired, baby. I'm tired. There's a lot of things I don't want to do by myself anymore. I'm tired. Where's my husband? Where's my husband?
What's good, guys? It's your boy JostenJ coming to you with another video. Let's cook, boys. Let's cook. All right. Men are staying single and women are thirsty for attractive men in modern dating. We got action. Let's cook.
Okay, I have a theory on why all the hottest girls are single and nobody's married yet. I figured it out. It's because before, hot women were a rare commodity. Now, everyone is just way too hot. It's easy for girls to get hot, right? And now it's like when you see a desirable, high-value man, they have way too many options. And girls don't have options anymore. And it's so frustrating because it's like people would kind of date in their lane, if you know what I mean. Before there was like fillers and Botox and hair and cute outfits and spray tans and all that stuff. People would date in their lane. Now everyone's hot and no men can't do any type of like plastic surgery or height surgery or whatever. And with women working and men working equal pay, that's also a rare thing. So, ladies, we need to figure out a way to make men suck again. Sorry, they do suck. That's my point. They do suck. We just need to even out the ratio here. We're too hot. Men need to catch up to us. You know what I mean?
When she said men used to date in their lane, I like when she said that. When she said people used to date in their lane, but what she really means is men. See, with men, we don't need you to be super hot. There are tons of women that we will find attractive. There are only a small minority of men that they will find attractive. So what is that telling you? They're thirsty for attractive men, well put together men. That's it. This is why I tell guys to be on point. You need to love yourself. So many men out here don't know that they're actually attractive because they don't have a lot of experience. They don't put themselves out there. Right? And that's also a hindrance to a woman when she's out here dating. Because these guys don't care. This is why women all the time, they're like, why don't these guys come and approach us? See, they might even find a guy attractive. And he doesn't care. He's not worried about it. Then the guys who are attractive and they know this, they're like, I'm not settling for less. I'm not. So do you see, when you take the focus off of guy gets girl and women in its entirety, like a woman, when you take your focus off of that, you can see things clearly. They don't have it figured out here. A lot of guys swear that they do. It's not true. They're thirsty for attractive men out here. Let's get clip number 2.
When dudes say, I don't chase. Right, well, go find yourself a boyfriend then, babe. You don't chase? Well, what do you mean? That's your job. What do you do then? What do you do? You're not fulfilling your job as a man on this planet, okay? What do you do? Tell me. Please explain. Oh, I don't chase. I also don't have a fucking bed frame. Or any fucking social skills or a fully developed frontal lobe. Because I don't chase. Also, when guys are complaining about gold diggers, but their side table is a cardboard box, and all they can afford to buy you is a piece of chicken, babe, gold diggers go after Ferraris, not a plate of food, okay? Cool.
You know, I love when they try to make up lies about men because they're not having their way in the dating scene. They don't understand where they stand in the dating market and stuff, so they make up all these lies. You know, guys are bums. They don't have bed frames. They can't afford to take you out. It's absolutely hilarious. I have 2 beds in my apartment. I have bed frames. Very big living room, home gym. There's over like $3,000 worth of stuff in there. You know, there's a sauna in there now. Posted that on Instagram. We have a sauna in my home gym. Just used it this morning. Racks on racks. But because you can't pull a guy that's well-rounded, all men are bums. Absolutely not true. See, when they can't get what they want, they start telling lies, but it's really trying to cover the thirst for attractive men that's not knocking on their door. This is why I always tell you, it doesn't matter what they say. Should be totally indifferent to their comments, indifferent to their 2 cents, all of it. Because when they're frustrated and they're not having their way, you ever notice that a woman who's having a hard time out here, or that's settled for a guy that she's not about, they're always miserable. They're always nagging, complaining about something. The women that are with men that they actually want, had the skills to get, perfectly fine. No complaints. Grateful for the life that they live. Grateful for the men that they have in their life. Don't even pay attention to what they say, because behind that, it's a thirst. There's a need for an attractive guy to step into their life, but they don't have the skills to get it. So this is why they remain frustrated. Let's get the next clip.
Where's all the men that love on their women, take them out on nice dates, hold the doors when they come through, send I love you text message, I'm thinking about you? Like, do we not get that no more?
They're everywhere, and it's your job to find them. See, guys don't understand this. You've been sold a lie your entire life. Chase her down. Try to make her see you as the best option. You're competing with this guy and this guy and this guy and this guy and this guy. No. If they want this treatment, they need to make themselves approachable. They need to pick up on, where am I being feminine and where am I being too masculine? Step into that. Learn how to attract a high caliber guy. But the reason why they don't know how to attract a high caliber guy who wants to do these things is because 9 times out of 10, he's going to be a productive member of society. He's going to be a man that respects himself. He's willing to do these things, but he's looking for reciprocation. What they're used to dealing with is a guy who will sweet talk them in the beginning, but he doesn't really have to prove anything because she wants him. She finds him attractive. So basically what women are trying to do is they're trying to change attractive men into husband material. Doesn't work like that, because attractive men don't have to jump through hoops. They don't have to do any of this stuff. There's going to be another you coming around. And clip number 1, what did she say? She basically said you're replaceable. So you can be attractive, put a lot of effort into your looks as a woman, but see, all you scream to a guy is that you're expensive. That doesn't mean that the guy is broke. This is what they will say. There's clips floating around the internet, and women genuinely believe this. They believe that you're intimidated. You don't want to come out of pocket. So I don't understand how you even make sense out of that. No, you look like, see, what follows with high maintenance is very demanding, narcissistic, not a problem solver. You don't want to do this, I'll bounce. This is what guys see. A high sense of self. There's nothing wrong with respecting yourself. But when you tell someone that they're not up to your standards because they're not willing to buy you, they say, okay, I can just rent. It's not really about connection. But when she's saying, we're all the guys, aka the lover boys that want to do all this stuff, you know where to get them. You're not putting yourself in that position. Or you don't know how to attract them at all. But what you do know how to attract is guys that don't want to do all of that stuff. That don't need that, not that they don't want to. It's a mixture of they don't want to and they don't need to. So you're trying to change attractive guys into guys that you have to settle for. Because you know where those guys are, but you don't want them.
The number one thing that confuses me about dating right now is that it feels like a lot of guys like me, but they don't want me. Like, they're physically attracted to me, they might like talking to me, they like all my stories and everything on Instagram, they might send me a DM every so often, but no one wants to actually make an effort to create something substantial with me. No one wants to make any sort of commitment, no one wants to plan dates, and I feel like I'm in such a weird period. Sorry, there were people, but it just feels like I'm in a weird holding period with a lot of these guys who are definitely breadcrumbing me, stringing me along, making me think that they're eventually going to make an effort. I just have to give it time, and I can't rush anything. There was one certain guy that we had been on 2 dates, they went really well, we were talking, we were FaceTiming, and I tried to plan a third because he hadn't yet, and it had been 2 weeks since we had seen each other. So I tried to plan a third, and he told me that he thought I was forcing it, and he was like, it'll just happen, let it happen, like when we can see each other. I'm like, plans just don't happen out of thin air. Someone has to plan it, and clearly you're not. So I was told I was forcing it. So I don't know, it's very confusing to be liked by many but wanted by none, and it's kind of sad.
See, this is proving my point again. I love it. They want to change the guys that they're attracted to, that they have heavy sexual attraction for, or that they're attracted to, right? They're interested in. They want to change these guys into boyfriend material, husband material. That's what they want to do. She wants dates and adventure. But this guy that she's talking about is cool with casual. He's like, let's go with the flow. You're trying to rush things, put things on a timeline. Another thing that this is proving that I said in the last video, they think that they can call the shots. You're going to give them a relationship in this amount of months or on this time frame, this timeline. That's not how it goes with the men that you're attracted to. No. It's like I said this in another video too. It's like these women are bashing their head on a wall, bashing it until their head splits open. It makes no sense. Like, you have to change your strategy or it's not going to work. They're saying, no, I don't care about that. Even if he is desirable, even if he is attractive, even if I want him like that, no, I'm going to try to force this. It doesn't work like that. If anything, a guy that was cool being around you says, I don't even want to be around her anymore. I don't want to be around her anymore. Men who love themselves are not going to allow a woman to force him to do anything. The woman for him or women for him are going to naturally fall in line and follow his instructions. See, this guy didn't give her instructions. She's hoping that he instructs her on another date. But this is what I'm saying. They've been on 2 dates already. Why are you not inviting this guy to your house for a home cooked meal on the 3rd date? They have a problem. Even when they find men attractive, right? They've been moving a certain way throughout their entire dating history that men just like them. So now that they're older, they bump into guys. They have to be likable. They have to be useful. They don't understand how to do it because they're not used to this. And their old strategy isn't working. Invite him over for a home cooked meal. I'm not even saying you have to smash him, but inspire him to set up the next date. No, it should be expected. Hello? Well, look at me. That's exactly what they think. But behind this is a thirst for an attractive man, a well-rounded man. So a guy that she's highly attracted to, right? There's a thirst there for this guy to step in and make a bunch of effort. No, you have to inspire this man to do so. Women with game actually know this. They set themselves apart from women that are not useful.
The more women I come across, the more I realize that men have no idea who they qualify for. Like, a lot of you men think that you don't have a chance with that girl that you like, but the truth is that you do. You're just not bold enough to go after her. Because the type of men these women are going out with, it's embarrassing. Like, it's really embarrassing. The bar is not even medium. The bar is low. The bar is like down here. Shoot your shot. Build the confidence, because it's always the wrong people playing it safe. Like, you think you're not qualified, but the whole time you're the type of man she needs. So stop being shy. Go after your woman. Pursue that woman. Find out if she likes you. Be consistent. Because the type of men these women are given a chance to is embarrassing. Embarrassing with a capital E.
Boom. What she's saying is the attractive men are not playing by the same rules as the unattractive men. Read between the lines. Read between the lines. This is womanese. She said, you're the type of men that these women need. What? So the well-rounded men, the guys who are attractive, make bank, have their life figured out, charm, wits about them. Not the guys who look like she's the star of the show. They might have the resources, but she's the star of the show. And the guys who are losers that they go for, that they have to take care of, that they get dogged out by. No, the productive men, the attractive, productive men. These are the men that women need. Wait a minute. So if we are the men that women need, why would we chase a woman for an opportunity? See, in there, she's saying, you know, your social skills, you think that you don't have a chance and the confidence. No. Men do shoot their shot. See, on my channel, I know how guys can get confused. Seems like I'm dunking on women. I'm just exposing the truth about them so you don't get caught slipping. I'm not telling you to avoid women at all costs. I'm not telling you to be lonely forever. I'm not telling you don't date casually. All I'm telling you is don't commit to a woman that is not on your wavelength, that's not trying to put in effort for you as well. Do not give women money for no reason. Do not compromise your self-respect to get a woman because she's hot. But I'm still telling you guys, dating apps work. Having social skills is great. You should be charming and charismatic. Get your ass in the gym. Your clothes should match. You should be well groomed. I tell you all this stuff. I never shy men away from women. I expose women. So when a woman tries to tell you something that is not true, you know that it is not true. So you know where you stand. Plenty of guys that watch my stuff that think I'm not attractive, but you actually are attractive. You actually are. You make bank. You're not fat. Smell good, dress well, nice car, nice place. You're doing way better than you were doing 5 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, a year ago. There's guys that snap out of it and get on their job, get on their hustle. This isn't for a woman, though. They just come along naturally. But you do have to put effort and put yourself out there, but you don't chase. See, this is the difference. When she's saying, you know, be consistent. No. You put your bait out there. You do approaches. You get on the app. You see chicks. But you don't tolerate BS. So you put your bait out there. You make an approach. But there's no need to be consistent if she's not being consistent on her side as well. They need attractive men. They need men. When I say attractive, I don't mean just looks. I mean well-rounded. So if these are the men that you need, what the hell do they look like chasing after you? Another thing is, men who understand this can see you chasing down the losers. Chasing down the guys that you really don't want, but they bring a lot of security. Guys can see all of this stuff. Not going to be one of those guys. So what do you have to do to show me that I'm not going to end up like one of these guys? Follow my instructions and cooperate, because I know that it pains you to do that when you don't find a man attractive. You don't find, value in him. It pains them to do that. This is why you need to look for the rejection, the friction, and the resistance in the beginning. It's just so funny that if those are the guys that you need, why do they have to make this grand gesture, this effort to get at you? Think about it. Let's get the next one.
I'm going on a second date with a man who does not know I have kids. When I decided to date casually this year and I set up my dating profile for that, I chose to not put on there that I have kids. I chose not to tell any of the men that I had conversations with that I had kids, and I did not tell either of the men that I went out on a first date with that I had kids. And the reason I'm doing this is because I do not want any weirdos seeking me out because they want access to my kids. I have 2 daughters, so I think the right person will understand. But but also because I do think I deserve to be seen as more than just my situation I've been through.
She's lying on the apps because men that she deems attractive and she wants a well-rounded man are not going for it. They're not going for it. There are some men that are going for it, but see, here's the thing. It's not going to be a guy who she really wants like that. The jig is up. The jig is up. A lot of guys don't aspire to become stepfathers. It is what it is. I'm not being rude. I'm not being mean. I'm saying what is. Once again, well, how do you know this? Because I'm a man and I typically know what most men are thinking. Well, most masculine men anyway. So I'm not coming at this from a perspective of what's right and what's wrong. No. This is a guy's preference. This is a guy's preference. And here's the thing. Behind all of the lies, the lies are happening because of the thirst for attractive men, well-rounded men that could come into their life and make it better, put some life in their life. You want to lie, manipulate, and deceive to get a guy that you're actually attracted to that is a well-rounded man. That's a no-go. That's not the way to go. But the reason why she's doing that is because she knows if a guy knows the truth off rip, he's either going to say no or he's going to date her casual. He's going to smash. And she tried to blame it on the kids. I don't want somebody like coming after my kids. No. They know this. They know that men view them, divorced women who are overweight a little bit. They think that men view them as easy targets. So if we don't mention the kids or put them in the picture, I will be something harder to obtain and it will be worth the effort. Once again, the man with the value that you're seeking is going to evaluate you. How can he properly evaluate you if he doesn't know what situation he's stepping into? But you're willing to do that to get a high caliber man? Really? So it's funny that you're willing to do all of these things, lie, manipulate, and deceive, because the men that she's looking for are scarce. So she's trying to make her odds of finding this guy greater. Don't want to scare him away. Need to lock this down. But here's the thing. Trust can't be built once he finds that out. How are you going to live your life together? He's going to have to find out at some point. They're so thirsty for attractive men. And when I say attractive, I'm not talking about just looks, well-rounded. So thirsty for these guys to step into their life that they have to lie, manipulate, and deceive. This is why I make these videos once again. Let me explain this. This channel is to open your mind so you stop being so emotional. And when I expose what I'm exposing about women, what it forces you to do is go back into your memory bank and think of how many times you let yourself down. How many times you've been a simp sucker. How many times you didn't put yourself first and you didn't respect yourself. It's all one and the same. So you can find what's for you. So you can love yourself and start attracting. And then you say, this ain't for me. I know this ain't for me because the way I treat myself would never allow this. You understand? This is why I exposed the raw truth. Somebody left a comment. So what? We can't get married? I never said that. You just need to know the ins and outs. I'm not showing you all the mushy stuff. It does nothing for you. You've been getting shown this your whole life and look where it's led you. Look. You need to be well-rounded and developed. And to all my guys that are on their mission, because I've been having a lot of coaching calls, and what I'm noticing, the last couple, and I had one last night, shout out to you, brother. What I'm noticing is a lot of guys are well-rounded. Get into it. I need to keep making this content. I need to. And shout out to all the brothers that didn't really see their potential and then got on their grind. Really proud of you guys. Men are always going to prosper when they strive to be better. When a man strives to be better for himself, that would naturally benefit a woman. You understand? So they're thirsty. So this was men are staying single. Women are thirsty for attractive men in modern dating. Hope you guys got a lot out of it. It's your boy JostenJ. Get with you boys in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's go, boys. Let's go.
When I say shit like, oh, I'm literally waiting on me a husband or something like that, that's the kind of man that I want. The kind of man that I don't have to worry about the other small shit that women nowadays are doing that we really shouldn't be doing if we had a man around. Like, that's the type of man I want, to where I don't have to fucking worry about pumping my gas, or have to worry about cleaning out my car, or have to worry about getting my oil changed, or have to worry about taking the trash out of. It be the small shit. Y'all niggas don't understand. I don't give a fuck. Bitch, I can feed myself. I don't need you to take me out to eat. Bitch, I need you to get the shit done that I need, not the shit that I want. I want you to get the shit done that I need, because that's a man. A man is going to take care of the shit that you need first, not the shit that you fucking want.